Okay, hopefully this is recording. We're going to start with the de-escalation stance. Some call it the surrender stance, the fence. There are a number of names for it, but what it comes down to is, we put our feet together, heels and toes touching, step out to shoulder width, take about a half a step back. For most of us, we're going to be right-handed, so we turn the right foot out a little bit, and we drop and set our legs down just a bit, so that our knees aren't locked. There's a 50-50 weight distribution. The weight is equal on both legs, so you can move in pretty quickly from one to the other if you need to. Okay. Hands come up and out. This is basically the I don't want to fight stance. You can see what I mean. This is pretty universal. Somebody sees you with both your hands up, they're going to think, okay, that guy doesn't want to fight, that girl doesn't want to fight. But this stance is more than a bit of a liar, because this is a really good fighting stance. Your hands are out in front of you, your hands are up relatively high, you're in a good position with your legs. The front hand, your weak hand, is out front for blocking or parrying as need be, while your main hand, for most of you your right hand, will be in a good position to put extra power into your shots using the momentum from your waist and all of that. We will get into generating power a little more in a different video, but so we'll step back to this and go over it one more time. Okay. Heels and toes touching. We just step back, step out a little to the side. Right foot turns just a little bit. Looks more like a J in many regards. Hands come up with your weak arm out front, your strong arm down in the back. And if you get to this place, you should be prepared for a fight. If you're going into this stance, you should be prepared for a fight. I mean, sometimes you can talk a person down from here. That's why it's called the de-escalation stance. It's a non-aggressive stance, which lets you, talk somebody down once in a while. I've used it; it works. But it's also a very good fighting stance. Again, main hand, weak hand out front for blocking and parrying, even for grappling if you got to go into that. Strong hand to the rear, so that you'll get as much power off of it as you can. You can jab off, you can jab out of it. We're just going with palm strikes here today. But it's a very good fighting stance that will sometimes let you get away with not having to fight. But if you're in this position, be prepared for violence. And be prepared to have the other person try to talk you out of that position. Put your hands down, what are you, a faggot, blah, blah, blah. I've heard a little bit of everything. They want your hands down so that they can sucker punch you. Or in the case of rape and gang rape and that sort of thing, they're going to want your hands down so that they can just grab you and pull you down to the ground. With your hands up, you create a fence. You create a little wall that keeps people out. They have to get through your defenses before anything else can happen. They got to punch around you. They got to punch through your arms. They may not think of it consciously, but subconsciously they realize that you're in a position to do them harm. You're in a position to defend yourself, and you're in a position to do them harm. This is a good thing. Now, most women are going to be shorter and lighter than most men. We'll get into that a little bit downstairs with the bob. Actually, we'll get into that a lot downstairs with Bob, but this is probably going long. So the de-escalation stance, feet together, half a step back, half a step to the side, turn the rear right foot out a little bit, bring the hands up, right to the rear, left to the front, if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, do the exact opposite. Keep your hands open and out. This will give most people around you the thought that you're not starting the problem. And that comes in damned handy in court. So keep that in mind. Okay. That said and done, I think we're all said and done. So thank you, and there will be more.